All right, I'm going to make another video of where we sit with the shop. I think the last one I did, we had just started kind of clearing the ground where the shop was going to be. We had a bunch of trees and stuff like that. It kind of looked like that up there, and that was about a week and a half ago. We've ran into quite a bit of rainy weather, as well as once we started digging into the ground, running into a lot of rocks that we knew we were going to kind of get into, but we ran into some big guys, and so we had to bring in a little bit bigger excavator and get to work that way. But um, the form is built. Here's the form. It's a 60 by 30. Um, Down here in Texas in the hill country, you got to kind of build them a little bit different. On a lot of them, softer grounds, you can dig deeper into the ground and actually put beams this way and different stuff like that. So if you see something that looks a little bit not normal for your area, it's because that's what we live in. There's the rocks there. So, but it's a 60 by 30. It's at least 12 inches all the way around border, and then the slab is itself going to be 4 or 5 inches, and then the middle, where we plan on having the lifts and the heavier equipment, you can hopefully you can see it in the video. One, it has more reinforcements and bigger barbed wire. Two, it slopes down, so it's going to be a little bit thicker concrete. Should be in probably the 6 to 8 inch deep range. Um, we have another building here, so we tried to get as close as possible. We didn't want to tie into the existing shop here. This shop was already here. It's a 20 by 30, but the shop wasn't built very good foundation wise, and it was actually just welded using just regular round pipe. So we didn't really want to tag in or tie into it. The builder didn't feel comfortable tying into it. So in order to have the warranty and all that kind of stuff, we had to spread it apart, which is no big deal. I'm going to actually once this is put together, I'm going to build a deck that will basically go to the front all the way to the back. And then there'll be a little side entrance door right here. And all that will be fine. We pushed the ground out here. You can see we made a berm. We live on the side of a pretty high, I wouldn't really call it a mountain. You can see them over there, but pretty high hill. So any runoff, we didn't run it running off into the building when it rains. So we got a lot of the dirt and the rock, and we built a berm out here. It's hard to see, but that berm here, if you go on the back side of it, that berm is a couple of feet high, and it tapers off around the side of the building and will go down this way. So that should keep a lot of the water coming off the hill out of the shop. And then we're going to kind of work on the berm here. We've been lucky. This one is not very high off the ground. This is just kind of excess stuff here, and we have not gotten any water in this shop for the 2 years that we've been here, and we've been through some heavy rain. So, pretty certain that the hill has a runoff somewhere else that it prefers naturally than right here. But we wanted to be more safe than sorry, so we built this here. Once the building, of course, is being built, I'm going to put a drainage system here with a couple of vents all the way around it, and then it's going to run around the corner here, and it's going to basically bleed the water out over here. So if it does start to build up a little bit here, kind of like a French drain, but not exactly, but it will basically be able to collect the water here, and then it be able to run naturally downhill that way. Once the building's built, we're going to cover all of this. So we're going to put the rock and a little bit of the dirt back just under the height of the slab. So all of this right here won't be a big containment for water. Just right now, it's just getting out of the way for the form. But we will fill this back in and then install that underground drainage system. So there's the 30 by 60. This is where we sit. I was hoping to move along a little bit quicker, but with the rock and the rain we've had, it's starting to slow down a little bit. So it is a little bit higher off the ground in the front than I wanted. I didn't want to build ramps going into it, but it's just kind of nature of the beast. You can see how far we dug down. If we just put it on top of the ground, the slab would have been an inch thick, just like it is in that one over there back corner, if that. And then being straight all the way out here, the slab would have been every bit of 3 feet high off the ground. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to build ramps or nothing like that. So we dug down as deep as we basically could, money wise and time wise, and was able to get it level. Kind of here you can see, so we have good slab here in the front. Once the concrete's poured and everything like that, it's just under my knee, so I'd probably say about 1.5 feet or so from the ground, which is still a pretty high slab, but it is what it is. Our future plan is to build a lean-to off the front of it, or an awning, whatever you want to call it, about 20 feet out, and then we're going to build another slab here, and in that slab we will actually have it position where it's a slight increase up, so it'll be naturally like a kind of like a ramp like this, just